Hello there. So, Entertainment Earth actually did come through for me with half of my pre-order that I ordered back at the end of January, and they had actually said it was delayed until March of next year. But I did get half of my order. I ordered 2 of the Darth Mauls and 2 of the Ahsoka from this wave. And the Darth Mauls have shown up. I'm still waiting on the Ahsokas. I have pre-orders in several different websites for her, and we'll see when she actually shows up. I honestly think that as far as the YouTube community goes and collectors in general, I'm the last guy to get these. But we're going to look at them anyway. I'm really kind of impressed with this figure, and we're going to go through it. So let's start with the card. I like that. Put the Clone Wars on there. The Darth Maul, Mandalore. And for card collectors, you're not going to be disappointed on this one, I don't think. And it looks really good there. The bubble, that's a really good image there. I like it. And check the back. So we're looking at, let's see here, VC201. And we have the previous waves here. So of this, we've already reviewed the Boba Fett. Fantastic figure. And so is the Maul from here. This is the only one I'm waiting on. And already gotten one of the Jawas. And of course, ARC Trooper Echo, the Beskar Escape Leia, the incredible Grief Karga, and of course, the Child in the Pram. Excuse me. So, let's take a look at the figure himself. I mean, he is just really, really good. I like him, man. Look at that. That face, the likeness to Ray Park is absolutely incredible. I'll take his weapon out for a second. So he's got the head. I think it's one of those double barbells. Yeah. Pop his head off there real quick. So he's got really good articulation on the head and neck. If I can put it back on there. Sorry. There. Okay. So yeah, but that like this is good. So he's got the little open shirt there. His tunic. He's got, so like I said, well articulated head. You've got the ball hinge, or ball and socket if you prefer. Shoulders, as well as elbows and wrists. So he's very, I mean, just, this should be standard articulation for any Jedi figure. I would also say some of the troopers as well. So, well, yeah, he's got a ball torso, and he's got ball hinged hips with a swivel at the thigh, ball hinged knees, and ball hinged ankles with rocker. So he is definitely posable. I've got this neat little stance here. I don't know. Yeah, so kind of a little action pose there. I kind of like it. And that would be impossible, near impossible to do without those ankles. So well done on that one, Hasbro. Here's this weapon, the double-bladed lightsaber. And it does come apart. And I do like that here is, it's modeled after his lightsaber from the Phantom Menace that Obi-Wan cut in half. It looks really good. I think the only thing I think that takes away from it a little bit is I wish they had painted this. Not a big deal, just a very minor gripe. But then here is the other side of the saber. So obviously it's a different saber. I'd have to go and rewatch the Clone Wars again. I don't know if he's using part of Savage Opress's lightsaber or not. If you know, hey, comment below. Let me know. Just out of curiosity, but it's neat that it's 2 different sabers and put together to make a double-bladed one. And But yeah, he's fantastic. It's just, I mean, good paint. I love the sculpting, like they said, the likeness, but the horns as well. Let me, come on, focus. There we go. I love how the horns look on his head there. They're just a lot better than we've seen in the past. I'll bring some other of my Darth Mauls out so we can see what I display. But man, yeah, it's just really good. It's definitely a good likeness from the last 4 episodes of season 7 of the Clone Wars. I mean, that's an absolutely fantastic arc. I really like it. I mean, it's probably my favorite episodes of the Clone Wars, period. So yeah, it's really good. I like it. So let me grab a few of my other displayed Darth Mauls, and we'll put them together and do a little quick compare. Okay, so I just grabbed a handful. I have if you look at my room tour, there's a group of like square, like cubbyhole cabinet things that I have, and they have like my Jedi starfighters and stuff. And one of the things I have in there is the criminally undersized Sith infiltrator from episode 1, from the Phantom Menace, and I think it came out in the 30th anniversary collection, I think. Yeah, but anyway, so these are the figures that I have displayed there with that. So actually, it's sitting in it, and he's in a row. But this is the Evolutions. It's the Sith Evolutions Darth Maul, and they've released him several times, and I've gotten from different things, but this one had I don't know if this one came with a robe or I just grabbed an extra robe and put it on it. But yeah, decent enough figure. I think at one time I had him in my Jabba's Palace display, and he was holding the axe from the Mandalore the Great from the, I think it's the Fett Evolutions line. It's an axe, and it kind of looked, I had him holding it like it was a guitar, and he was standing with the band. It looked like he was just shredding. That was pretty cool. But a decent figure. From the shirtless thing is from I think it was from a comic put out at the time. I actually have him sitting in that criminally underscaled Sith infiltrator cockpit. Yeah, pretty much every ship I have displayed in my office has it's crewed. It's got a pilot in it. So, but so he's got similar articulation except for a swivel at the elbow there, and but yeah, he's a decent figure. He's got swivel hips as well, but the ankles and knees are well articulated, and a ball head. And but I mean, just looking at the likeness here, the Ray Park likeness. Actually, on this one, it's not too bad. I don't like the horns as well. They're better sculpted on this one. It's just, I mean, jeez. That's I do like the head on this one, but like I said, this one's still better. This next one here, I think this is the Vintage Collection Maul, or a previous release of it, because I do believe that was ultimately a repacked figure. But he's got the ball hinged elbows, and he's a swivel at the gauntlet there. Actually, no, he's ball hinged hips, knees, and ankles as well. Let me see if this comes off. And again, I mean, it's a decent head, except the horns. I mean, the horns just seem too big. But really, this is a fairly older figure. But I mean, definitely, this head is so much better. But I mean, it's not that this is terrible. But it's just showing what a great improvement they've been able to make with this one. And whoops. got him. Actually, this one I kind of pose as part of that, that duel in Tatooine with Qui-Gon Jinn. So he's got his lightsaber's only ignited on one end. I think that's really cool. And then this last one, this is actually from episode 1. I mean, so we're looking at a 22-year-old figure here. And this one actually came with, it was the deluxe, so he came with his little speeder bike, which I like. It has a little extra probe droid in the back. But yeah, this is the one that came with it. And he does have articulated knees, which was not really heard of back then. I mean, he's got like a swivel in his elbows, but he's definitely designed to kind of just sit on the bike, swivel shoulders. Yeah, it's like it's not like the ball head like on this guy or this one. It's kind of like his neck is, the whole head neck is a piece, but it just kind of swivels. And this, but it's good for what he is. It's riding to ride the speeder. And again, this one here, let me focus. There we go. So this one's got better horns than the other ones. And I mean, honestly, for a figure from 1999, that's a pretty good likeness. But again, I mean, the technology has definitely improved. So, and I do have a couple of like the Comtech episode 1 figures of Darth Maul. I definitely have a carded and a loose one. I don't even think I display them anymore. But yeah, I mean, for its time, good Lord, I can still remember and trying to track one down in '99 was such a pain. But ultimately paid off. And actually, I think that was some of my first online auctions. And it wasn't even on eBay. It was Yahoo Auctions. I got one of those guys off of. Probably paid way too much. But it was an exciting time right before Phantom Menace came out. For Star Wars fans who had been around since the beginning. And of course, parents taking their kids and stuff. I mean, that's one thing I love about the sequel trilogy is that, my kids, my oldest kid when Force Awakens came out was 5, so it was fun to take him to the theater to see it. And he was excited. I don't know if he was as excited as I was, but anyway, that's a story for a different time. And but anyway, again, I really, definitely, I gotta say this figure was worth the wait. I mean, good Lord, he is really cool looking. I love the articulation. I love the sculpt of him. The paint apps, everything is really good. He's robot legs he's got. I think that's really cool. I wasn't too thrilled when they brought him back in the Clone Wars at first, but ultimately I'm kind of glad they did. I mean, this is even when he comes up and shows up in Solo. And that was another thing about the last episodes of season 7 of the Clone Wars, where they kind of tied that into Solo as well. It was a little stroke of genius there. I liked it. And so yeah, it definitely fleshed out this guy as a villain in that series. And it's weird is because it all started with the comic pack, and I have the comic pack. It was kind of like a, how Marvel has the what ifs. They had the same thing for Star Wars. I think it was a Dark Horse actually. Dark Horse still had it, and so he came out with the. He had robot legs, and he was going on Tatooine. He was looking for, actually hunting down Kenobi. I actually do. Hold on a minute. I displayed that figure. Let me grab him real quick. All right, so here he is. This was from the comic pack. The other thing it came with, and I still display, is the Uncle Owen that came with that, because it was so much better than the Power of the Force 2 version. So you have an older Uncle Owen there. And but yeah, this is the different, legs that they had in that. It was just fantastic. And it's a great little one-off comic. And obviously the years hadn't been too kind to him. And he's full of rage. And this different double-bladed lightsaber. I don't even remember if it comes apart or not. But he definitely, he sits on my Sith shelf. And he's well articulated. I mean, these knees are just insane. No, that's it. Well, it's ball hinged here. Ball hinge here. And there's a ball hinge at the ankle. As well as the shoulders are ball hinge. So the elbow, I believe he has swivel wrists. And then the ball head. And this is one, as far as the head sculpt, isn't the greatest. I mean, it's a neat figure, but anyway, so that should do it for this video. I think that's as far as the different Mauls I display. So that's it. So we'll wrap this one up. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider so. I mean, you've made it this far. For those of you who are watching that are already subscribed, thank you so much. I do really appreciate it. So leave a like if you liked it. Leave a comment below if you got this figure or you're still waiting for him, because I honestly think I'm the last person in the collecting community to pick this guy up. If you're still waiting, let me know below. And I would always just say be patient. Patience definitely pays off in this hobby. But that should do it for now. Thanks again for watching, and may the Force be with you.
Remember, the Force will be with you always. The Force will be with you.